It's off-season time. Welcome into Saints Now. Just trying to have some fun with you guys. Welcome into a live edition of Saints Now by Chat Sports. It's actually the first time we're going live since the off-season has begun. So hope you guys are excited for some fun. We're going to have a grand old time. And we're going to talk about some crazy news and rumors. We got a lot to discuss in today's video. I know a lot of you guys were like, where the hell is Rizzi? Well, here I am. Welcome into Saints Now by Chat Sports. Thank you so much for making us a part of your day. Be sure to hit the thumbs up icon like today's video. That way we can get more Saints fans in the chat. We are now officially in the audience build-up portion of the show, meaning we're going to go through some questions, interact in the comment section, and all that good stuff, and then we're going to get into the content here in about 5-10-ish minutes. So I got to give a shout-out to everyone. Type in who dat, because welcome into Saints Now Live, ladies and gentlemen. You see it right here. Light up the comment section like your Cheech and Chong. Light it up, spark it, pass it to me or to one of your friends. Having some fun again. Waffle D, hope you're doing well, my friend. Thank you for joining the program. We got Sanctified. Trizzy, we should sign Mason Graham. Well, you can't sign him. You'd have to draft him. I can feel your aura through the screen from Ethan. Hey, it happens, you know. It happens. Bring in Ben Johnson, Mike Vrabel, or Aaron Glenn from Ashton. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but do not keep your hopes up around Ben Johnson. Do not keep your hopes up. Broderick Swain, who dat? Ashton Smith, who dat? Interstellar Otter, Mr. 420, John Bungie, Richard. I did also see. Where is it? Doty. There's Doty. I thought I saw Doty in there. Jartavius. We got Jerry G, Richard Weber, Ethan, Timothy Daniels, Chip, Banter, all hanging out with us. Now let me know, who should be the next head coach of the New Orleans Football Saints? I want you to let me know down in the comments. We're going to go through all of the guys that have either been rumored or are confirmed to be interviewing with the Saints. So we're going to tell you everything. Like, all the information you don't need, all the information you do need, because we're here to keep you informed. Sorry, I forgot to get a sip of water before we got this thing rolling, so I have to lather up the pipes as we're on the show. Sanctified Devil says, Trizzy, we should draft a defensive tackle, or should we draft defensive tackle, edge, or offensive line? Out of those three, I'm going edge rusher. Aaron Glenn from Deborah, Aaron Glenn from Timothy, Todd Munkin from Ryan, Ben Johnson, Mike Vrabel, or Aaron Glenn from Noel Fanatic, Sean Wallace also weighing in, Joe Brady, Brian Flores, or Aaron Glenn. Aaron Glenn. I see a lot of Aaron Glenns. Then, of course, you can't have a Saints show without saying fire Mickey Loomis. So shout out to Jerry G. Really quick, we want to tell you guys about today's presenting sponsor, and that is Game Time, my favorite ticketing app in the whole wide world. And just recently, not even 2 weeks ago, Maddie and I, we went to the Co-Wetzel concert here in Dallas, Texas. Actually, it was in Fort Worth, technically, but, you know, the DFW Metroplex. We went to go see Co-Wetzel, one of our favorite country artists. In lieu of Christmas gifts for each other, we decided we just both buy tickets and go have a good night out and have some memories and spend some quality time together. And you can do the same thing on the Game Time app. If you download the app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS, you'll actually also get $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. But Game Time also has a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. The playoffs are here, whether it's college football or whether it's professional football. If you want to go make memories or you want to go see some teams play in your area, it's not just for New Orleans. It's not just for Louisiana. It's not just the Gulf Coast region. It's all over. Download the Game Time app. Use code CHATSPORTS. You'll get $20 off your first purchase. Reminder that terms apply, but once again, use code CHATSPORTS when you download the Game Time app, and you'll get $20 off your first purchase. Shout out to Game Time. Make sure you download the app. Information in the comment section, description of this video. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. All right, let's get this party started. I'm tired of messing around. I'm tired of nonsense. Let's go. It's time to get party. It's time to get lit. It's time to get rowdy. Come on, Saints fans. I want to get this party started. I want to start talking about some football. And if you're with me, give me one of these. Give me two of these. Give me three of these in the comment section. and, of course, on the video. We need to get to at least 30 likes. Just calling a spade here. We're at 22. We have to get to 30. The bosses are saying if we don't get to 30, then we ain't doing it. Sorry, guys, responding to the bosses real quick. Okay, cool. Sweet. Just making sure we're all squared away on our side of things. Bosses are saying you need to get a couple more likes. He doesn't like what he's saying. He's starting to like it. We're at 29. Can we just get a couple more, y'all? Hit the thumbs up. Come on. Like this video. Let's get this thing going. Come on. I need one more. Who's got me? Who's got my back? I got your back. You know I got your back. So who's got mine? If you got my back, type me in the comment section. There we go. Now we're at 30. Bring in Jimmy Himmy Graham to develop Hulker. Well, Interstellar Otter, as fun of an idea as it sounds, if you didn't bring him in during the football season, you're probably not bringing him ever again. Just straight up. You're not. Jimmy Graham has been preparing to row across the ocean. He is in shape, no question about it. But is it football shape? I don't know. Plus, he's been doing this for a while. Maybe as in the offseason they can work together or something. Maybe at training camp he can show up and just kind of hang out and help, but you're not going to sign Jimmy Graham by any means. If you were going to do that, you would have already done it. I'm just saying. Jimmy Graham specifically said, no, I have not officially retired. My phone line is still there. My ringer works. Got to see what happens. So they did not do it yet. All righty, here we go. Trace, how do you feel hiring Warren Sapp as D-line coach? That'd be pretty good. He's a good football player. All righty, we're going to get into it. We're going to dive into the latest content. We're going to start off with the Saints head coaching tracker here on the program. Tex, give me 1 second to pull up this information here. Okay, cool. We're ready. We're ready, Freddy. We're steady, ready, Freddy. I'm running out of words that rhyme there. All righty, so let's get into it. We're ready, steady, Freddy at the jetty. Talking about Fetty. All right, let's do this. The head coaching search is officially underway, and we've already seen an interview already happen, and we've seen a lot of interviews already be confirmed for the New Orleans Saints. So we're going to go ahead and give you all of the names that they put interview requests out for, the names that have been confirmed, the names that actually have been confirmed to not be interviewing, and I'm going to give you my full reaction and my thoughts in today's show. But before we dive in, I want to get your thoughts, Saints fans. Who should be the next head coach? Let me know down in the comments. I'm going to be interacting with every single one of you down below. So share your thoughts, sound off, and show how much ball you know. Alrighty, so for next week, Darren Rizzi, he will be interviewing for the head coaching position. No shocker there. But he's going to be interviewing next week, which is interesting to note because the New Orleans Saints have already met with a candidate in Anthony Weaver. We'll talk about him in a moment. But they're also going to meet with a couple other head coach candidates before they meet with Darren Rizzi. So they're knocking out some outside candidates first, and then they're going to run back to Darren Rizzi. And when it comes down to Darren Rizzi, I do believe he has a really strong case to be the next head coach for the New Orleans Saints. Believe it or not, I know that the record wasn't amazing. I know that the season didn't end the way we wanted it to. I know that at times things were a little bit questionable or a little frustrating here and there. However, there is no question about it. The Rizmaster, the Rizmeister, the Rizzler, that guy, he has earned a lot of support. And I'm not talking about the short little chubby kid who wears a Black Panther costume. I'm talking about this guy right here, the one from New Jersey. Inside the walls, he has a lot of respect. They love him. The team loves him. The ownership loves him. The management, everybody inside the walls at Airline Drive love this guy. So don't be surprised if he actually has a strong candidacy and he kind of makes it pretty far into the interview process. Worth noting, the New York Jets also requested to interview Darren Rizzi. They will get to interview him. Excuse me. And on top of that, I do think that is an option for Darren Rizzi. He's from the New Jersey area, so that'd be a pretty cool homecoming for him. So in terms of interview requests, Darren Rizzi, the interim head coach, I should say, for the New Orleans Saints, he's number one. But number two, Aaron Glenn, another name that has been confirmed to be interviewing with the New Orleans Saints. It's going to be a virtual interview because right now they're on the bye week. with the New Orleans Saints, and and when it comes down to the New Orleans Saints, I also will add this. I want to talk about Aaron Glenn in a second, but that's on me. So really quick, we're going to talk Aaron Glenn, but let's talk what Jane Slater just said, because that's my fault. So Aaron Glenn is interviewing. That is a fact. But we also got some interesting information that's kind of conflicting, kind of contradictory, and I'm going to tell you what that is. Jane Slater reported yesterday that David Shaw would be interviewing for the Saints head coaching position. Turns out that's not actually happening. Same with Jordan Schultz. He also reached out, he also put out a report that quarterback coach Davis Webb for the Denver Broncos, he also was going to be interviewing for the head coaching positioning. However, that's not happening either. David Shaw, it is confirmed by Nick Underhill. That's why you trust local media, not major media. Nick Underhill reporting. David Shaw, he is not going to be interviewing. They've not considered him at any point. But like I said, Jordan Schultz also talked about Davis Webb, the quarterback's coach for the Denver Broncos. He also is not going to be interviewing for the head coaching job. You want to know why? You want the proof? Boom, right here. Davis Webb. The Saints have not requested to interview him. Per source, Nick Underhill. That is a fact. So a lot of interesting stuff. There's even another name that we're going to talk about here in a moment. But let's get back to Aaron Glenn. The Saints have officially requested to interview the defensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions. He has been stellar. And I'll tell you what, every single day that passes, I get a little bit more okay with it. And I get a little bit more warmed up to the idea. And, I'm a guy who wants an offensive-minded head coach. But I do believe Aaron Glenn would lock down the defensive side of the football. I mean, look how good the defense for Detroit was this past year. They do give up a lot of plays. I'm not going to sit, or a lot of yards, I'm not going to sit here and say that they don't. I mean, they give up over 342 yards per game, over 5.5 yards per play. However, they're top 10 in takeaways. They're really effective on third down, and they bend, but they don't break. They will not give up a lot of points down the stretch when it comes to, they'll give up yards. But when they get inside the 30, inside the 40, inside the 40, the 30, the 20, they're very, very effective. And Aaron Glenn does have a lot of ties to New Orleans. I personally believe he would, if I'm putting money down on it, I think that Aaron Glenn is my choice. I think that he is the guy who ultimately will be hired by the Saints. He played for the team back in 2008. He spent time under Sean Payton from 2016 to 2020, and he was the defensive backs coach under Dennis Allen as well. He followed Dan Campbell to Detroit when he was hired as the head coach just a couple of years ago, and he has been stellar. The impact that he's made on that defense has been tremendous, and there is a reason why they're one of the top teams in the NFL. It's not just because the offense has been really good and Jared Goff, Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown. It's not because it's just those guys. The defense has been absolutely stellar as well. So I think that the New Orleans Saints' top choice would be Aaron Glenn. There's no reports out there. There's nothing indicating that it is 100% Aaron Glenn. However, in my personal opinion, you put the puzzle pieces together, it's pretty straightforward. Is Aaron Glenn your top choice? Just give me a Y for yes or an N for no. All right, let's talk about Joe Brady, the offensive coordinator for the Buffalo Bills. He's a guy that I would absolutely love. I'm just going to keep it real with you. In no particular order, my top three are Aaron Glenn, Joe Brady, and then another name that we're going to discuss here in a moment. I would love to hire Joe Brady. I mean, he won the Broyles Award when he was at LSU. He has ties to the state of Louisiana because he worked with the Saints for a couple of seasons. He worked with the LSU Tigers when that national championship run. And then he went on to the professional level and started really doing some good things offensively. And look how good the Bills' offense has been statistically in the regular season. They, in my opinion, might actually be the best team in the AFC, despite the Kansas City Chiefs still being a squad. But I do believe this is a really, really good offense. And I will give a lot of credit, obviously, to Josh Allen and to that offense, Keon Coleman, all those guys, James Cook. However, there is something to say about the play caller. There's something to say about a coach who knows how to utilize his talent. And I think that Joe Brady could reignite the offense here in New Orleans. The Saints offense this year, it was boring. It was dull. It sucked. I hated everything about it. But, hey, it's what we had to live with. It's what we had to deal with. So let's make improvements. Let's get a guy who's a play-calling guru and who knows how to succeed offensively. And personally, I think the AFC is a much harder conference. So if you can be that damn good in the AFC, the NFC South was probably going to be a cakewalk. So really quick reminder, subscribe for updates around the head coaching search. We are now officially on the road to 50,000 subscribers. So if you, goodness gracious, swallowed some spit down the wrong pipe. This is not my best video of all time, but we're going to keep going. We're going to power through. If you want more videos where I'm probably coughing, dying over here talking, then hit the sub button. 40,218 members of our Golden Gang. You can be the next one for free. All right, let's go to Mike Vrabel. These are my top three in no particular order. These are my top three names that I want for the head coaching job here in New Orleans. Vrabel, in my opinion, if you want him, you're going to have to act very, very fast because with Mike Vrabel, I truly do believe that he is a New England Patriot. I just don't see how he's not. Like Girouard Mayo, in my opinion, he was fired because Mike Vrabel was available. And I believe, and many believe, that Robert Kraft is going to be very adamant in hiring the former Patriots player. And I do think that Mike Vrabel, I think he's going to be the first guy who gets hired. Like, I do believe he's going to be the number one head coaching hire. Not the number one, but like the first one. I think he's going to be the very first one to get a job. I expect the Patriots to honestly hire him in the next week. Dare I say? I mean, I think this could be quick. So if you want Mike Vrabel, you're going to have to act fast because I think he's going to be a very hot commodity for a lot of teams, but especially the Raiders and the Patriots. Now, really quick, we got 4 more guys that the Saints are rumored to be interviewing. 3 confirmed, 1 that hasn't been confirmed. So we're going to tell you who that is in a moment. You'd really like the name, by the way. So hang out. Just stick around for just a second. Got to tell you about Game Time, my favorite ticketing app in the whole wide world. They have a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals and great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. One of my favorite ways to spend the weekend or some of my free time I have is to go to live events, whether it's concerts, comedy shows, sporting events with Maddie, my friends, my family, and everybody in between. And thanks to the Game Time app, I've been able to create a lot of memories. I went to the First Responder Bowl with my family not too long ago to see Texas State take on UNT. Shout out to G.J. Kinney and the Bobcats, who, by the way, G.J. Kinney, somehow, if the Saints can figure out a way to make him the OC, that would be a lot of fun. But you can get $20 off with code CHATSPORTS. That's CHATSPORTS. $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. So download the Game Time app and create an account and use code CHATSPORTS to get $20 off your first purchase. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. And just as a reminder, that's code CHATSPORTS. Code CHATSPORTS. Terms apply. Now, really quick, Cliff Kingsbury. Let's have a conversation here. Let's have an honest conversation. Because Cliff Kingsbury, there is reports out there from Josina Anderson that the Saints and the Bears were 2 teams that have requested to interview Cliff Kingsbury, the offensive coordinator for the Washington Commanders. He's been really good with Jaden Daniels. That offense has been firing on all cylinders. However, I want to make something very clear here. Matthew Peras, the beat reporter for the Times-Picayune and the Advocate, he went out on Twitter and he said, regarding Cliff Kingsbury, I'm told the Saints have yet to make a request to speak with him at this time. That was posted January 8th at 3:12 p.m. So we're filming this at January 8th about 4:30. That's the update. He may be interviewing. He may not be. Matthew Peras is saying he isn't. Josina Anderson saying he is. This is now the 3rd coach that major media, national media is saying the Saints are interviewing this guy. National media or local media is now saying it's not happening. So I'm going to go with local media. I'm going to side with them on this. I'm going to say he's probably not interviewing as of now, but that doesn't mean that it won't happen. And I do think that they should make a call to Cliff Kingsbury. I mean, look what he did with the Commanders offense under a rookie quarterback in Jaden Daniels, who Saints fans were all very familiar with. We saw what they did against the Saints. We saw what he did at LSU. Jaden Daniels is a special player, but they have put a lot of firepower on that offense. Terry McLaurin has been stellar this season. I think their running back rotation is really solid. And then on top of that, they've had some really nice support in Olamide Zaccheaus. He has been a massive massive star this year. I think that the Commanders' offense has been good, and I would love to see Cliff Kingsbury work with Spencer Rattler or work with a young quarterback, whoever that may be. If you sign Justin Fields as well, this would be a really good option if you wanted to try and have something similar to what Jaden Daniels' skill set is. Hey, I think that Cliff Kingsbury could be a really good option for any team, but especially the New Orleans Saints. Now, a confirmed one is Kellen Moore, the offensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles. And Philly's been kind of an interesting case study this year because their team is really solid. And on paper, they have been phenomenal. And statistically, they have been really solid. However, a lot of that, in my opinion, has been because of Saquon Barkley and the effect that he's had offensively. The defense has also been extremely good, not extremely good. The defense has been pretty good. However, it's just weird with Kellen Moore. Like, he had 1 year with the Chargers under Brandon Staley. At one point in time, Kellen Moore was the number one OC candidate. We were looking at Kellen Moore like he was Ben Johnson. But after that year with the Chargers and after this year with the Eagles, he's kind of an under-the-radar candidate. And I think that he is a good candidate. I don't think he's my top candidate. He would be a first-time head coach, so, there is that. And I'm not going to sit here and say that I don't want a first-time head coach because I wouldn't mind Joe Brady. I wouldn't mind Aaron Glenn. But I don't know if I love the idea of Kellen Moore. Like, I think Kellen Moore is a guy who's really good with a solid roster. However, is he great at building the rebuild and navigating the rebuild? That's something that we have to figure out. Now, Anthony Weaver, he has completed his interview process with he completed his first interview with the New Orleans Saints today on January 8th. Pretty cool that they've already gotten one down. So you love to see that. Anthony Weaver, let's look at the stats. Statistically, the Dolphins defense has been stellar. And this is a squad that has had injuries. This is a squad that's had issues. This is a squad that there's been a lot of things that are going all over the board. But, I don't know if I love the idea of Anthony Weaver. I think that he could be a solid hire. But if we're going defense, just give me Aaron Glenn. Like, Albert Breer put it out there. The Saints kicked off their interviews with Anthony Weaver. Almost said Aaron Glenn. With Anthony Weaver, they went ahead and kicked off the interview. The Saints Twitter themselves, they posted that they completed the interview. So that is 100% happening. He does have experience with the Dolphins. He has experience with the Ravens. He has good coaching experience. But is he ready to be a head coach? That's an honest question. It's a fair question. I'm not saying that he can't be a great coach at some point, but for the New Orleans Saints right now, I think they need to go with somebody who's a little bit more of a surefire hire, bars, like an Aaron Glenn, like a Mike Vrabel, like a Joe Brady. I think that you're better off going that route. Please, God, no. Please, God, absolutely not. No, thank you. I want nothing to do with anything tied to the New York Football Giants. I want nothing to do with Mike Kafka. Please, for the love of God, I'm going to get on my knees. I am literally on my knees right now. Please, God, do not make the Saints hire and do not let the Saints hire Mike frickin' Kafka. The Giants' offense was terrible this year. I want nothing to do with that. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to even look at it. I understand that Kafka has some interesting experience, he has some good coaching ties. I don't want to deal with it. I want nothing to do with Mike Kafka. Fun fact, in case you didn't know, Kafka technically does fit the Rooney Rule. I'm looking up, one of my guys here at Chat Sports, he sent me some information about this. So Kafka, he is Rooney Rule eligible because he's 25% Puerto Rican. Interesting fact there. He spent some time at KC. No, I'm good. I'll pass. No, thank you, though. But here are the confirmed interviews. These are the ones that are confirmed. Aaron Glenn, Kellen Moore, Joe Brady, Anthony Weaver, Darren Rizzi, Mike Kafka, and Mike Vrabel. Again, names to keep an eye out for that have not been confirmed are Cliff Kingsbury. His name's slipping me. David Shaw, his name always slips me. And then on top of that, the one that Jordan Schultz reported, and that is Davis Webb. So the three names that are not confirmed, Davis Webb, David Shaw, and then Davis Webb. Those are the three that are not confirmed. So thank you guys so much for watching. Just wanted to get you informed on the latest around the New Orleans Saints head coaching search. Sorry that I was kind of all over the place. transparency, we threw this video together very quickly because we wanted to get you informed. We wanted to get you updated, and I made a few simple mistakes. But hey, we made it through. We made it to the end, right, Tech? So can't complain too much. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, get down in the comment section, and Who Dat Nation, y'all stay golden. We'll see you next time. Damn, that was just, no, dude, no, that was on me. No, that's on me. That was on me because I was looking at it. I was like, fuck, I meant to move those up. That's just, yeah, but I was just like stuttering and I couldn't think of the David Shaw for some reason. The name David Shaw just will not stick with me, which is ridiculous because I had a fraternity brother named Connor Shaw. And I just cannot think. It's just terrible. That was not my best segment. All right, we did get a super chat. I believe it was Queen Courtney. Queen Courtney. $2. We need a winner. Mike Vrabel isn't one. Well, I mean, Mike Vrabel did go to the AFC Championship game in kind of a surprise run as the Titans head coach. If you remember, in the game that Tom Brady, his last game with the Patriots when he retired, was against the Titans when the Titans won, when Mike Vrabel was coaching. I don't know if you knew that. It's pretty cool. I'm not going to say, let's look overall record. His coaching career overall, he has a 54-45 win record overall. So technically he's a winner. Barely, but he's technically a winner. I can see where you're coming from though, Queen Courtney. His last two seasons coaching, 7-10 record, 6-11 record. You finished second and then fourth in the AFC South. So I can understand that, but you did have a 3-year stretch where you were first in the AFC South for 2 of those years. One of those years you were second. And the year that you were second is actually when you lost to the Chiefs, who went on to win the Super Bowl in 2019. So, I'm not going to sit here and totally disagree with you, Queen Courtney, but I do think that he is a little bit better than what you're giving him credit for. But that's totally your opinion. That's totally fine. All right, let's get into the next segment. Oh, yeah. No, this is going to be a fun one. This is going to be a fun one. So to kind of put some perspective on this next one, I put out a post on social media asking, would you rather draft this player or this player? And it went crazy on Twitter. So I was like, fuck it. Let's make it a video. We'll make it a video. It's the offseason, trying to be creative with the content. So we're going to do that. By the way, the Bears just completed an interview with Mike Vrabel. That just got posted 46 seconds ago by the Bears Twitter account. So there you go. Brandon, $2 super chat. What happened to Pete Carroll? Is he open? Yes, he is open. He is available. He doesn't have a job right now, so maybe. Let me put it this way. Tired of age. I want somebody young and fresh. I want somebody who's a fresh mind. I want somebody who's going to keep things moving. I want somebody who's going to keep me on my toes. I don't think you're getting that with Pete. I don't think I think we know what Pete Carroll is, and it's not to say he's a bad coach, but this is the time where you get to be a little greedy and get to be a little picky, and not every hand up to God. I hope we don't have to. Not every year do you get to pick a new head coach. So, if you make the right pick, you don't have to make one for a while. If you make the wrong pick, might be doing this again next year. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. All righty. What's up, 313 Rider? Is that photo in there, by the way? I moved it in there. But can you just, for peace of mind, just pop it up? Boom! There it is. Boom! Boom! All righty. Shaw says Malik Willis. No. 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 I'm going to... No. I'm going to spell out no. No. I don't want nothing to do with Malik Willis. Ever since in his draft process, I wanted nothing to do with him. David Shaw. Got you, Josh the Great. Trizzy, I just joined. What did I miss? Jace, we just went through some head coaching candidates that have been interviewing and confirmed. I'm going to put out a video of that tomorrow morning, so just hang tight for that one. There you go. Cool. All right, let's dive into it. Would you rather? Y'all ever play that game, Would You Rather? Y'all ever play that? I'm gonna would you rather? Ashton Jeanty. Did I say Ashton Jeanty? I did say Ashton Jeanty. Did I say Ashton Jeanty? Get down in the live poll. Who would you rather draft? Cam Skattebo or Ashton Jeanty? Understanding Ashton Jeanty is going to be round 1. Cam Skattebo probably anywhere from 2 to 4. Anywhere from probably 2 to 3. 2 or 3. Like I don't think he makes it to round 4. Like after what he did in the Cotton Bowl, and then after, yeah, and then after the pre-draft, I expect Cam Skattebo to test really, really well. So there you go. Mr. Savage, I hope you're having a blessed day as well. Cool. Alrighty, we're going to do it. Would you rather? Let's play a little Would You Rather. It's a little fun segment I cooked up today. Texer, whenever you're ready, my friend, we can, 1 second. Chain is pissing me off. Oh, no! Yes, these always get stuck. These always get tangled. They always get, it's so annoying. It's so annoying. But when you got all this jewelry, when you got all the sauce, you got to swim in it a little bit, All righty. Texter, let me take a quick sip of water, and then we're good to go. Yeah, see the thing, so there's sauce, and then there's you got the juice or you got the sauce. Like when you think about it this way, you open up the fridge. On January 1st, you have a bottle of orange juice and you have a bottle of barbecue sauce. In October, which one of those is still there? Barbecue sauce. Juice is temporary, sauce is forever. That's the moral of the story. All right, let's dive into it. No more messing around. Let's run this game, I think. Let's run this game. Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's play a little game of Would You Rather. But we're going to be focusing on the 2025 NFL Draft. So really quick, before we dive into today's show, we all know the game Would You Rather. I know you played it with your friends growing up. Really quick reminder, subscribe for live draft coverage. I'm going to be going live throughout the 2025 NFL Draft. I will also be out in Indianapolis again for the Scouting Combine. If you're a part of the show last year, you know that I was giving y'all incredible exclusive content from Indianapolis, talking to players, talking to GMs, talking to media people. I mean, I had a sit-down conversation with Jeremy Fowler, and we were talking about Michael Thomas. So that's what you guys get if you subscribe to the channel. Highly encourage you to get the best draft coverage right here on Saints Now by Chat Sports. All right, first, would you rather? Would you rather draft Ashton Jeanty in round 1 or Cam Skattebo on day 2? And just for some context here, how this video came to be, I put out on my social media accounts, I put out a poll on Twitter. Would you rather draft Ashton Jeanty or Cam Skattebo? And the numbers on that, the metrics went absolutely crazy. It was a very hot topic of discussion, so I figured I'd bring it to the YouTube streets and have a conversation there. The running back group in New Orleans, in my opinion, definitely needs a facelift. Like Jamal Williams, I don't think will be a part of this team next year. Jordan Mims, I have listed as the RB3 because he finished the year healthy. Kendre Miller did not. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, he ran physically. He ran well in the limited action we saw him at the end of the season. But to be totally honest, there are way, way too many question marks in this group behind Alvin Kamara. And so I personally believe that running back is an underrated need, and it's an undervalued need that a lot of Saints fans are overlooking right now. And so let's talk about these two players, Cam Skattebo and Ashton Jeanty. I mean, stat for stat, pound for pound, these guys are freaking unbelievable. Cam Skattebo, 25 total touchdowns, one of those coming through the air when he threw a ball in the Cotton Bowl after throwing up. I mean, just gathered himself together. He came out and had to put the entire city, or excuse me, the entire state of Arizona, I should say, on his back. Almost took down the Texas Longhorns in dramatic fashion. Ashton Jeanty, he is the runner-up for the Heisman. There's no question about it. He is a talented running back. He is damn good. And both of them have some receiving ability. But Cam Skattebo, no question about it, he was much more utilized as a receiving back. So personally, I love both of these running backs. I mean, it sucks that they're in separate drafts because outside of Bijan Robinson, I hate the Falcons. They got that pick right. These have been my two favorite running backs I've seen in the draft process in years. I like them both, but I'm going Cam Skattebo. It has nothing to do with Ashton Jeanty as a human being. It has nothing to do with them as individuals. It has everything to do with the fact that I would rather go with a playmaker, whether it's an edge rusher or a defensive lineman, a corner, a wide receiver in round 1 at the 9th overall pick. I just think reaching for a running back at 9 is a bad idea. So that's why I like Cam Skattebo. And I also just think that Cam Skattebo could be a really, really good addition to the Saints offense. I mean, he clearly can throw the ball. Not a lot, but he can clearly toss the pill a little bit. He can catch the ball. He can run the ball. He's really physical. He's scary. He's hard to tackle. He's a stocky white boy. Remind you anybody? Might wear number 7. Might be like the best Swiss Army knife in all of sports. Not saying he's Taysom Hill, but, maybe you use him a little similarly. So draft one for me, Saints fans. Get in the comment section. Type AJ for Ashton Jeanty. Type CS for Cam Skattebo. I want to hear what you guys have to say. And we're filming this as a part of our live show. In our live poll, get this, 48 votes right now. It's split 50-50. That's pretty crazy. So get down in the comments. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Clearly, this is a conversation that has a lot of discourse. Now, would you rather go offensive weapon or offensive line first? I'm not saying in the first round, but which one would you rather pick? An O-lineman or a wide receiver, running back, tight end type of player? Like, for me, I personally think that the O-line deserves a little bit more credit. Like, by no means were they a phenomenal unit. Absolutely not. But I think that Talese Fuaga was really good for a rookie. I think Trevor Penning was pretty solid in another season. And I think this year he showed a lot of growth. Where my big question marks lie are the interior. Lucas Patrick, Cesar Ruiz, Eric McCoy. I mean, McCoy, without a question, one of the best centers when he's healthy. He missed a lot of time this year. So you got to have, in my opinion, I think adding some depth at the center spot wouldn't hurt. Shane Lemieux, I think that he could return. I think he will return. He was fine in filling in. But I don't love the interior offensive line play. I'm going to be totally honest. And, I would rather go with a wide receiver or a weapon of some sort because, quite frankly, the New Orleans Saints need pass catchers. They need weapons on offense. They need talent on offense more than they need oxygen. And shout out to E.T., the hip-hop preacher, years and years ago. I stole that line from him. But, look at this wide receiver group. Of all of the guys on here, you didn't have bum memes for most of the season. You lost a lot of time with Chris Olave for most of the season. Rashid Shaheed, not here most of the season. You were stuck. Cedric Wilson in and out, or on and off being healthy. Mason Tipton, up on and off the roster. Dante Pettis, really solid as a kick returner and a punt returner. Had some good moments as a receiver, but again, he's not a high-end wide receiver. He's not a top-end talent. So for me specifically, here's a couple draft targets just to keep an eye out for. I mentioned Cam Skattebo once. I'm going to mention him again because I'm a big, big fan of that player. Tet McMillan, Luther Burden, Trey Harris. I think any of those three would be excellent selections at wide receiver. I also really like the idea of going Tyler Warren out of Penn State. He is, in my opinion, the best tight end in this draft class. And I just think that the New Orleans Saints need to improve their offensive line. Their offensive weapons. Last year, they got the offensive line in round 1 with Fuaga. This year, I would like to focus on weapons. I'm also tired of missing on draft picks. I'm tired of missing on project players that are linemen or that are defensive pass rusher. Just go get a wide receiver. You have a top 10 pick. Go get a talented pass catcher. Go get a talented offensive weapon. Go get the best pass rusher. Go get the best cornerback. If you're going offense, I personally want an offensive weapon. I also want you to check out the Prize Picks app. You guys can get $50 instantly when you play $5 after downloading Prize Picks and using code CLNS. And it's playoff time, so it's now or never. Don't miss out on the last few weeks of football action with Prize Picks, the best way to win cash while watching the playoffs, whether it's professional or college football. You can now win up to 1,000 times your money on Prize Picks. And reminder, use that code CLNS when you download the Prize Picks app. You'll get $50 instantly when you play $5. Now, if you need a college football lineup to roll with, here's a little inspiration. I'm going Will Howard, more passing yards. I'm going Matthew Golden, more receiving yards. And I'm going more on the receiving yards for Emeka Egbuka as well. I think that life is way, way too short to project a less. And I also think that both of these teams have a lot to prove, and these offenses might actually have a pretty big day. So if you want to fade these picks, you want to tail these picks, I don't care what you do, just do it with Prize Picks. They also now offer MasterCard for quick and easy deposits into your account this sports season. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. Shout out to Prize Picks. Run your game. So we just talked about offensive lineman versus pass catcher. Let's take an extra step back. Would you rather go offense or defense in round one? This is an honest question. This is honestly a tough one to kind of give my opinion on because every day I flip-flop. Like, let's take a look at how the team ranked out over the course of the year. They finished the season 5-12. Offensively, extremely uninspiring. Defensively, even less, to be totally honest. In the red zone, they were actually pretty good. On third down, they weren't great, though. They started the year really effective on third down, but they did not end the year effective on third down on either side of the ball, quite frankly. And there's just way too many instances where the offense would do something good and then the defense would shoot themselves in the foot, or vice versa. And this is a tough conversation. I think both squads need a lot more high-end talent. Like, I think that they need starters in both sides of it. I think you need backups in both sides of it, and I think you need third stringers on both sides of it. And I think you need depth badly. I mean, we saw what happened with the team on both sides of the ball, especially the offense. We saw what happened whenever you dealt with injuries and you didn't have a lot of talent to be quality backups. You need depth badly. Like, with the defense specifically, like, way too many times we saw a halfway mobile quarterback on third and long go and rush and get the first down. Way too many times did the Saints give up a long run on third down. Way too many times did the Saints defense give up massive explosive plays through the air. Way too many times did the Saints offense go 3 and out. Way too many times did the New Orleans Saints offense just not perform well, not execute their assignments. Like, I think that this is a really, really tough conversation for the draft. But, you know, don't forget, you don't just have to build in the draft. I know that the New Orleans Saints, they don't have a ton of cap money, but they actually just cleared some up with Ryan Ramczyk. They now have about $50 million over the cap. They were about $66 million over the cap, so now it's, you know, getting a little bit closer. Free agency opens up before the draft, so you can address some of these needs in free agency. You can go and get a cornerback. You can go get some offensive linemen. Maybe go sign a wide receiver, so that way you eliminate that need for the draft, especially in those high-end picks in the top 10. You have multiple picks in the top 50. You have even more in the top 100. You got to nail those picks. So for me, I think I'm going offense. Because I really want a pass catcher. But I am not closed off to this idea of going defense. Pass rusher like an Abdul Carter? Yes, sign me the F up. Will Johnson at quarterback? Yeah, I'll take that. Thank you. I'm okay with both of those. But I'm also okay with a Tet McMillan or a Luther Burden. Excuse me. I'm okay with something like that as well. So let me know. O or D, offense or defense, which are you targeting? Now, would you rather, last one of the day, draft a quarterback or pass on a quarterback? Because the QB conversation is one that we actually have to have. And for me specifically, you guys are tuned in to hear my takes. Don't even think about it. Don't even consider a quarterback until day 3. If we get to late, or if we get to, the Saints don't have a 5th round pick. If you get to the 6th round and you have somebody available, F it. Why not? Like, sure, maybe. But I would much rather go the route of a bunch of pass catchers and defensive linemen, offensive linemen, cornerbacks, linebackers, safeties, running back, tight end. Like, I'd rather go pretty much any position over quarterback. And so I have a few day 3 draft targets. Like, if you wanted to go day 3, how about Jackson Dart out of Ole Miss? Or Kyle McCord, Curtis Rourke, Riley Leonard, and Will Howard. The latter of the 2 latter names, they are currently playing in the college football playoff right now. I think both of those 2 could be, you know, at least intriguing later round picks. But I'm just not really here to mortgage my future drafting a quarterback early. Like, especially on day 1, you're not getting Shador. You're not getting Cam Ward. Don't reach. Don't waste a pick. Just go get a guy who's going to be effective now, like, as a pass catcher or as at any other position. Like, I'm not really interested or in the boat of drafting quarterback at all. In my personal opinion, I think it's you either go with the growing pains of Rattler and you deal with that, where he was a rookie, which, for the record, he looks like a rookie, and that's okay. Like, it's okay. Microwave society, you're allowed to have a rookie quarterback develop a little bit, God forbid. Or I'd just rather run it back with Carr. Like, totally honestly. I don't want to have a 3-quarterback group of just a bunch of young names that don't really have any talent, or not talent, but don't have really any tape. I don't really want to try mortgaging the future on another rookie quarterback this year. So I'd rather go with Spencer Rattler this upcoming season, or I'd rather just run it back with Derek Carr. Like, I just don't want to draft a quarterback. But if you did, please, for the love of God, don't wait, or just don't wait. Excuse me. Wait until day 3. Don't force the pick. Wait until day 3. You don't have a 5th-round pick, so don't do it. And don't trade. Like, if you trade back, whatever. I don't care. But please, for the love of God, do not try and go and make a pick that you don't need to make. 4th round, way too early. You have a lot of positions in need that you can address some really high-end talent, and you can still get some quality players. I'm in the camp of no drafting a quarterback. I'm fully prepared to be flamed in the comment section, though. So you tell me, would you draft a quarterback this offseason? Would you draft one in the NFL draft this year? Type draft or pass down below in the comments, and let me know what you guys think. I can't wait to hear from you guys, and y'all stay golden. Thank you so much for tuning into today's show. We'll see you next time. So Kyle's saying easy pass. A lot of people are saying pass. Okay. I actually expected a lot more people to say draft. That's actually shocking. Do you think the Saints should trade back to get more picks? Not in round 1. You have a top 10 pick. Don't trade back. Unless you're getting another first-round pick that's before 25, no. I'm not interested. I'm not interested in losing a top 10 pick. I'm not interested in helping another team. I'm not interested in, like, maybe in round 2 or round 3 or round 4 so you can get more. But you have a top 10 pick. Go get a top 10 player. Like, don't overthink this. Like, I think us as Saints fans we were so spoiled for such a long time where you weren't picking in the top 10, or you don't really understand the impact that a top 10 pick can have on a roster. Please, God, no. I'd rather wait till day 3 if you have to draft a quarterback. I'd rather wait to trade picks. Like, honestly, like, no, like, I don't want to trade back. I'd rather just make your picks. Don't reinvent the wheel here. What's up, Ty, man? Good to see you, buddy. St. John Butler says Tyler Warren can throw an occasional pass. There you go. That's good to know. Tyler Warren. Next Taysom Hill. People are talking. Who's the guy out of Army? The quarterback out of Army. Okay, do you know? Yeah, he's Taysom Hill. He is Taysom Hill 2.0. Do you know I haven't been able to confirm it. Do you know if Bryson Daly, that's his name. If a guy, like, if Bryson Daly were to, like, he has to go and serve now, correct? And then he can get drafted? He has to do his, like, 4 years and then he can come back? Okay, so probably not going to draft. Yeah. I mean, he'll have a lot of fun in the UFL after he's done if he decides to stick with football. But, yeah. All righty, one more segment in the can for you. We're going to talk about the latest with the finances. A lot of stuff has changed financially for the New Orleans Saints. There you go. All righty, so Saints fans, let's dive into this here in a moment. I got a Slack. Let me reply. Let me just see what this is. Text. Sorry. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what money it is. Do you know what money or what movie it is, Dylan? That would explain it. That would explain it. Show me the money. Alrighty. Money, 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 money. Money. Let's do this. Show me the money. Today's show, the New Orleans Saints got some great news in terms of the salary cap. I'm going to inform you here in a moment, but really quick reminder to subscribe to the channel. That way you never miss out any updates throughout the offseason. We're ramping up the coverage for you. We're going to be doing a lot more content, a lot higher quality content for you here at Saints Now by Chat Sports. My personal pledge and my promise to you is to give you as much coverage as I possibly can throughout this entire offseason. So if you want the best videos, news, rumors, updates, everything in between, live shows, short-form content, long-form content. This is the place to be. Your one-stop shop for 100% free, no paywalls, none of that nonsense. Subscribe today. So let's talk about it. It's good news and it's bad news. Bad news for Ryan Ramczyk, the injury side of things. Like, it's not shocking, but the Saints did clear some cap space. Ryan Ramczyk, he actually agreed to reduce his 2025 base salary from $18 million to the vet minimum, which is like 1.120 something or the other. So just under or just over $1 million. And it is expected that Ryan Ramczyk will retire. This is an expected move. He's been dealing with a major knee injury since last year, 2022, to be totally honest. Like, this is a guy, even in the last offseason, who was ruled out for the entirety of the year before we even got to training camp. And so, for the record, the New Orleans Saints, they cleared up $16.7 million in cap space, meaning they have a little bit extra money, and they're a little bit closer to getting over, or not over the cap, but being cap compliant. Now, I also want to add this picture in here. I saw it on Twitter. TJ Jones, he posted it, so I just want to, so shout out to TJ for posting this picture. Ryan Ramczyk with his family, we kind of cropped it out. That does not look like a right tackle. This does not look like a guy who's one of the top right tackles in the league. He does not look like he is big anymore. It looks like he's lost a lot of weight, which is a good thing. Like, I got to give credit to Ram. Like, good for him, man. Ryan Ramczyk, hell of a career over the course of his time in New Orleans. He was a part of that 2017 draft class. He was just absolutely great for such a long time. He kind of reset the market and redefined what it was to be a quality right tackle in the league and the importance of having a quality right tackle. So, like, he is what's the word? He's paving paths in the National Football League. Like, got to give nothing but credit to Ryan Ramczyk. I'm sorry? A trailblazer. That's the one I'm looking for. Shout out producer Tex. He's been a trailblazer at the right tackle position. And just so you guys know, like, this is not some crazy, like, ridiculous something or the other move to, no, this is exactly what Drew Brees and Malcolm Jenkins both did with their contracts before retiring as well. Gives the team a little bit more money, moves the money around. They're not going to pay him as much this year, so you are more cap compliant, meaning the New Orleans Saints, in terms of their cap space right now, it sits at about roughly $50 million over the cap, and that's per overthecap.com. So if you guys don't believe me, go check out the website right now. Now, just got to say, pour one out for the 2017 draft class. I mean, we will never, ever, 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 ever. Did I say never, ever, ever? We will never see a draft run like this ever again. I saw some Lions fans tweet about, oh yeah, look at this little like 6-player run that we went on. Well, this entire draft class, for the record, was amazing. We had 8 players that were all just nailed that pick. I'd like to get back to this. I really would. And I just got to say to Alvin Kamara, the lone surviving member in the black and gold of this draft class, thanks for being a real one. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for sticking around, man. Like, it just sucks that all these guys are gone. Like, if these guys stuck around, maybe outside of Marcus Williams, we're sitting pretty, guys. I mean, Trey Hendrickson leads the league in sacks. Alex Anzalone, he's on one of the top teams in the league. Ryan Ramczyk, I miss you, man. Marshawn Lattimore just got traded to a playoff contender. Like, he also will get to play against Mike Evans. Pretty cool. In the playoffs, which will be a lot of fun. But it sucks, man. It sucks that we just lost another member of the 2017 draft class. So I just want to say thank you to Ryan Ramczyk. Thank you for everything. Enjoy your retirement. You've earned it. You deserve it. There's nothing but good graces and nothing but love, support, and everything coming from Saints fans to you, Ryan Ramczyk. So if you're watching this video, we greatly appreciate you, Ram. Get down in the comment section. Show some love to Ramczyk. Type his jersey number, 71. Josh the Great, Cairo, FPV, Courtney Burgess, Waffle D, Josh the Great, Kyle Rivas, all typing that in the live chat right now. Now, coming up, we're going to go through some free agent targets. Now that the New Orleans Saints have a little bit more money and now they're closer to being cap compliant, let's talk about who they could potentially sign when free agency opens up here in, about a month or two. Really quick, got to tell you guys about Game Time, today's presenting sponsor. One of my favorite apps out there across the world, and then also one of my favorite apps just to get tickets. And there's a lot of apps to go get tickets, but I think Game Time is the best for a multitude of reasons. One of those being Game Time Picks. It filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets that you know you're not interested in anyway. So download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS to get $20 off your first purchase. One of my favorite ways to spend the weekend is going to concerts, comedy shows, theater events, sporting events, anything in between with my girlfriend Maddie, with my family, my friends, anybody that likes to go to live events. They're my people. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Terms do apply, but once again, create an account and redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. And I just also want to give a shout out to Game Time. I went to a Co-Wetzel concert last weekend with my girlfriend Maddie. It was absolutely amazing. And, you know, we had a little bit of an issue trying to figure out where the tickets were coming in. And I was like kind of confused. It was my first time using the app. Just want to give a massive, massive credit to the Game Time customer service department. They are second to none. I mean, they took care of me. They were emailing me. They were calling me. They were texting me. We got things squared away in less than 5 minutes. Like, I didn't know where to find my ticket. They said, all right, give me 2 seconds. Boom. Ticket was in my email. We were good to go. Shout out to Game Time's amazing, incredible customer service department. So if you ever have any issues, do not hesitate to reach out to them because they will take care of you. Again, download the Game Time app. It's code CHATSPORTS, $20 off. Terms do apply, but use code CHATSPORTS when you download the Game Time app for $20 off. Alrighty, so the free agent targets, let's dive into them. We're just going to kind of go down the list of just a handful of names to keep an eye out for, and I'm not going to sit here and say the Saints will or should sign every single one of these players. But I wouldn't mind T. Higgins. I wouldn't hate Stephon Diggs. I wouldn't love Aaron Jones, but I wouldn't hate Aaron Jones, to be honest. I'd rather go Najee Harris if you're going to sign a running back. But Justin Fields, also an option at quarterback. He is a free agent. He's only 25 years old. I'm literally older than Justin Fields. So if you want a guy who's as sharp and as ripe as I am, go sign him. He's currently the QB2 with the Pittsburgh Steelers. They have favored Russell Wilson for a majority of the season. And to be totally honest, like for the Saints, they're a team that needs to figure out the cap space. And I think that you could sign them on like a 1-year prove-it type deal, like something like the Baker Mayfield, Geno Smith contract from a couple years ago. Go give him enough money that's respectable, but not too much money where you're breaking the bank. See what he's got, have him prove something, and show us what you can do. He's a good dual threat quarterback. He can run, he can throw. He's really good at creating extra time in the pocket. And on top of that, he does have a decent amount of quality experience playing with the Bears and playing some with the Steelers. Now, offensive line is also a big need for the New Orleans Saints. So let's talk about some free agent targets in the trenches right there. What about Trey Smith, Will Fries, Kevin Zeitler, Ronnie Stanley, or Cam Robinson? All 5 of these. I gave you a couple different, or 3 guards, 2 tackles. Like, in my opinion, I think the interior offensive line needs more help than the tackle position. Like, I like Taliesin Fuaga a lot. I think that Trevor Penning did a great job of continuing his development this year. And when it comes down to it, if you want to go and add some talent, like Trey Smith, he's going to be the top offensive lineman in free agency. Don't think you're going to be able to afford him, but hey, doesn't hurt to at least give him a call and see if you'd be willing to come down to the Bayou where MVS, Colin Saunders, and some other former Chiefs are playing, CEH as well. Now, free agent targets on the defensive side of the ball. I just kind of went all over the place here. Like, I think cornerback is a big, big need. I think safety is a big need. I think edge rusher, defensive tackle are all big needs. Dre Greenlaw at linebacker, he's just an animal. Like, he's so good. He's been dealing with injuries. He got hurt, what was that, in the Super Bowl? Yeah, he got hurt in the Super Bowl. Like, it was a non-contact injury. He, was running on the field to go, line up on defense, and he just, got hurt. It was a crazy situation there. But Josh Sweat, Khalil Mack, they have both been very productive for their respective teams. Javon Hargrave also being released, so maybe that's a guy you could go get at the defensive tackle position. But Javon Holland, DJ Reed as some DBs. There's just a lot of options in terms of the defensive side of the ball where you could go and address some of these needs and then address some other ones in the draft. To be totally honest, I am so tired of the cap space being a mess. I am so tired of kicking down the can. I am so tired of money being an issue for this team. Shout out Preston, I see you in the chat. It just doesn't make any sense, man. When you're kicking the can down the road, it works when you're making the playoffs and when you have double-digit wins. But when you end the year with 5, got to take a look at yourself. And as Mickey Loomis would say, look past the results. Well, the results got you 5 wins. You enjoy this, Mickey Loomis? Do you enjoy people calling for your job? Do you enjoy your home stadium having more opposing fans than home fans? You really enjoy that? I just want to make sure we're on the same page there. I'm ready to get this cap figured out. I'm ready to get the finances done, situated. Take a couple years, draft well, sign some cheaper free agents if you need to, and just figure it out, man. I'm just over it. But really quick, we gave you, 15, almost 20 names to keep an eye out for in free agency? I want you to give me one. Name a free agent that you want the New Orleans Saints to sign. It's your turn to be the GM. Put on your Mickey Loomis cap. Be a little bit smarter with the finances, though. And y'all stay golden. I'm going to be replying to you guys in the comment section. We will see you next time. Hey, Preston, I love you too, brother. Thank you. Preston, I don't know if you know this, but we crossed 40K subs. We crossed 40K. Preston, for those of you guys who don't know, one of my fraternity brothers, one of my dear, dear friends. He's an absolute rock star. Him and his wife, Liv, are just some of the best people I've ever met. Absolutely love Preston. He's been a big supporter of what we've done here at Saints Now. And just whenever I was a producer for the Eagles channel and Niners channel, he was always in there showing some love and always, riling up the chat. So Preston, it's good to see you in the chat, man. It's good to see you. I love you, buddy. And I can't wait to see you again soon. We're going to have to hang out and go get some drinks or something. All righty, Saints fans. That's going to do it for us. We are signing off. I'm out of here. It's 5:38. It's really cold outside, so I'm going to go home. Y'all stay golden. Thank you so much for making us a part of your day as a part of our live show. We will see you next time.